friends, today we're going to get into a new tutorial. My name is Vince and this is Visual Lab. So today we're going to create a simple car commercial. Let's take a look at the final result. So as you can see, the car is dropping down and it's bouncing when it hits the floor. The shadow is appearing, the title is appearing when the car moves by, and the price tag is appearing as well, and some light goings on and some particles floating around. So let's begin. The first thing I'm going to show you is my Photoshop document, because in there I have my graphics. So let's go to Photoshop. So there we go. So as you can see, it's just a simple Photoshop document. The car body is cut out from the wheels. I have set a title and a price tag and a vignette. It's all merged because you can't import objects to Adobe After Effects. So I have another file, just the original and car graphic. So just import this to your After Effects. I will set this into the description as a project file, so don't worry. Go to After Effects and create first a new composition, and I will call this one tutorial. I will set it to 5 seconds. Frame rate doesn't matter, I will set it to 25 and hit OK. And then I will create a new folder and we'll call graphics. Oh, I already have a graphic, so I will call it I will call it tutorial in graphics. And there is our composition and tutorial graphics. And in there I will import the file, the Photoshop file. I will go to my graphic and then car graphic, import it, and then I will set it to composition, retain layer sizes. And then I will go to editable, yes, hit OK, and then there is our composition. And when we go into there, you can see all these layers from your Photoshop document. So now we can just edit them, and I will delete this one. I forgot After Effects is creating its own composition when you're importing a Photoshop document, so we already have one now, and I will put this one in my pre-comps. There we go. It's a bit mess because I've created my own files before creating this tutorial, so it looks a bit crap, but we go in here and then we're going to animate our commercial. So maybe the first thing we have to do is the biggest part, and that's the car dropping down. So first, create a new null object, and we'll call this car moving. And then set the car body above the wheels and select them all and link them to the null object. So now we can move the null object to above everything, so something like here, and hit position, and then maybe a half second or a quarter, something like this, and there we go. When we are rendering this out, you can see the car is moving a bit fast, so we are moving this keyframe to something like this. It's okay, a bit slow. Well, that's okay. And then we are going to set it there. There we go, it looks okay. So now we want to create a bouncing effect. So when the car hits the ground, something like here, the car body, hit P for position, set the watch, and then just go maybe 2 frames, and then change the Y angle from the position a bit, something like here, 70 maybe, 71, and then back there, and then 67, and then back in position. So when we take a look, it looks okay, but it's bouncing too much, so we're going to first bounce is okay, and then it goes back, it's okay, and then maybe just set it to 1 frame. No, that doesn't look good. Maybe set this, something like that. There we go, there's the bouncing effect. That looks a lot better than before. So that's okay, and then we going to add some motion blur in it. And what it does, it's creating a blur on the car so it looks more realistic. So select the car and the wheels and just hit this box from motion blur and click on the motion blur itself. So now we've got a motion blur on it. So there we go, there's a car. And the next thing we maybe have to do is create a shadow, because there is no shadow on it, so it looks a bit fake. So just go to the last keyframe, or maybe one further. So there is our car standing still. Select the pen tool and we are going to create a shadow by ourselves, and maybe we're going to click there, just creating a shape, something like something like this. So that's our shadow, and set the shadow beneath the car and get a dark black color, and look at it. Well, I'm not happy with the angle right there, so I will change it. So that looks good. Something like this. That's our shadow. Then we're going to add a motion blur of a Gaussian blur on it. So go to Effect, then Blurring Sharpen, and a Gaussian blur, and just increase the blurriness a bit. Select these up and set it to, this looks good. Set it to turn 30. Yes, that's okay. And then the opacity, something like 85. So there is a shadow. It looks okay, it's good. And then we have to animate the shadow. So the first thing you get is the scaling. Set the scaling just at the last keyframe, and set the opacity as well. And maybe, that's okay. And the blurriness. And then we go to the first keyframe and we will increase the scale, because the car is above, and when an object is far away from its ground, the shadow will be much larger. So just increase the scale. The first thing we have to do first is move the anchor point, because it's moving from the anchor point right now. So if we are changing it now, you can see it changing from the anchor point. Just click this box, pan behind, anchor point tool, click on the anchor point and just move it in the middle of the shadow, something like that. That's okay. And then increase the scale, hitting S, increase it, something like this. Hit T for opacity, set it to 0, and just increase the blurriness maybe to 100. Now take a look at shadows. Just render it out, and there is our shadow. Looks good. Maybe the opacity, increase the opacity a bit, so it's not appearing too fast. There's a shadow. Looks good. So the next thing we're going to do is set a title mask. So when the car is moving by, the title will appear. So select text and set a text beneath the car. Hold on, we will rename this first, shadow, and create a mask on it. Just first way to something like this, and then cut it out first so it won't appear when the car is here. And then create a mask, just clicking the pen tool and select the car. Doesn't matter how just not in details, just for now it's okay. So you won't see the text around here. Then go frame by frame, moving the mask. Oh, hold on, we first have to animate the mask. So we're going to mask itself, and click the watch from the pad, and then we are going to move frame by frame, selecting these points, just moving them, and go another keyframe. Okay, another one. This one. Just to be sure that the title is full in the mask when the car is disappearing from it. Alright, there is our title and car in front of it. Just hit this selection box and hit render, and there is our first animation. That looks okay. So now the next thing we have to do is change the price tag. So just click on the price tag and go to somewhere where you want it to be at this position, then select scaling, rotation, opacity, and then go back and change it to like -190, scaling 0, and opacity 0. And when you hit B, you only render this part out. So just take a look. That looks okay. But I want something, I missed something. I want to let it go out smooth. So you select these 3 points and then hit keyframe assistant and then easy ease. And what it does nothing now. So just go to your rotation, and then this one, the graph editor, just click on the keyframe and move this one to the left, just something like there. So what it does now, it just slows out at the end. And do the same as well for your scaling. Just go to, yes, that's all set as well. Go to there. So there we go. There's our price tag, and we have now created something like this. So that looks good. I'm happy with it. So the next thing we're going to do is add some light on the car. So what I did before in my main comp, you can see the light is appearing here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Create a new solid, set it to black, just name it light, and go to the effects and presets, and I'm using something from Video Copilot that's called optical flare, but Adobe After Effects has also his own flares. Just hit flare and you can use lens flares. It's almost the same, but optical flares got lots of more flares and tons of presets you can use. So just go to videocopilot.net and there you can find a cool plugin. I'm going to use optical flare because that looks great in this video, and then I'm going to options and I will set a preset, maybe a blue spark, maybe blue spark is okay, and or no, this one is okay, and I will set up these iris, hit OK, and then go to toggle switch mode and click to screen and just move it to your lamp, something like that. In my main composition I've used other light sources, but for now I'm just using this one. So as you can see some edges over here from the light. So we're going to create a mask. Just click the pen tool and select your light and create a mask over it, something like this, and create a feather. Mask, go to mask, and deselect this one and create a feather so you won't have any edges, and duplicate your light, and oh, I did something wrong. Duplicate it and set the other at the right side of the car, maybe something like there. You can also duplicate your light to increase the amount of light, and then hit T for your opacity and decrease it a bit, so it will look much more as light. And there we go, there is our light source for the car, but we don't want it to be on the whole video, so you want it to appear somewhere like here. Just hit Alt, bracket, left, and there you go, there is the light goes on. And we are going to almost finish our commercial, but we want to get some particles floating around. That's a very easy way to do, and I just am lazy as fuck, so I've used a video particle, place it above, increase your scaling a bit, and set it to screen. There you go, there's the particle. And I have to look at the main composition, what we are going to create more. I think that was it. So I've used some sound effects as well. You can search on the internet for some sound effects, and any particles as well. You can just search for free particles or something on Google, and you can just download some of them. So we will render this out and take a look at what we have created. So there we go, there's our first car commercial. I hope you like this tutorial, and if you have any questions, just ask in the comments or just send me a message. If you want any feedback on your work, you can always ask me, send me a message as well, and I will give you some feedback, and I would like to help you guys. And I hope you liked it, and I will see you guys in the next time. Bye! Peace.